I did the April 2015 cover for NAILPRO magazine.
Hey everyone, welcome to Behind the Nail Pros. I'm Stephanie Lavery. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration for these nails.
Well, first off, thanks for having me again. It's a pleasure being here. The inspiration was from my childhood, actually. So when I was little, I used to watch Japanese anime a lot. So there was one called Candy Candy, and it was about a girl who lived during World War II, and she had big eyes, and she was blonde, and really pretty. Kind of reminded me of Marie Antoinette. So the nails and the cover is kind of like an homage to my childhood and to Marie Antoinette.
The nails were fantastic. Tell us how you began.
Totally. What I wanted to do was, since we were going to do something more editorial, I wanted to do something really sleek, but I didn't want to do oval or round nails. I wanted to do square, so I sculpted a whole form. I used a form and I cut it in a way so that way the nails would get a 60% C-curve, so they were really cylinder shaped because I wanted that to look really aerodynamic in the photograph.
So for those who have not heard of this before, what does it really mean to have a 60% C-curve?
So a nail in the salon usually has an average C-curve of 30%, which is, for example, you get a cylinder, you cut it in half, 30% of that cylinder is a C-curve. 50% of that cylinder is a C-curve for a competition style nail, quote unquote. 60% is a little bit more exaggerated. It's more round, so it's almost like, the nail is closing into a complete circle. And then I put the form on, and I sculpted the nail as tapered as possible, but still being square at the free edge. After applying the form, I went in with a cover beige powder to extend the nail bed, and I made the nail bed oval shaped. And then I went in with a clear pink acrylic, and I sculpted out the whole free edge and the whole nail bed with the clear pink acrylic. I didn't want to use clear because the clear pink will give it a little bit more softer tone, since the colors we were using were kind of like, inspired by French macaroons, the pastel colors. And then I filed the nail, I buffed it, and then I applied finishing gel.
When you are filing nails like this, are there any tips or tricks that you have to do, something different than your standard salon nail?
A lot of it comes from practice, and a big secret is the way you sit. I always sit without my elbow blocking me. That way my sidewalls come out super straight. So a lot has to do with how you sit and how you practice, the consistency. So what I do to one nail, I do to all 10 nails. So the consistency will make a huge improvement in your shape, and make sure you hold your file from the center. That way you get a better shape.
So once the nails were filed and clear gel top coat, then you went in with the design. How did you create the Baroque design?
So after the nails were dried, the finished gel was cured, I went in with a white painting gel. I painted the Baroque, and while the paint was still wet, the gel, I sprinkled gold glitter on top, and then I cured it. After we cured it, I got a manicuring brush that was kind of firm, and then I brushed off all the excess glitter, and it left that vintage kind of Versailles Baroque effect on the nail.
It was a really beautiful effect, and I think that's something that could be done easily in the salon.
Yes, it's very easy to do. It's a little messy because of the glitter, but it's so much fun because you can do so many designs. So basically in the salon, what you would do is use your gel, sprinkle the glitter, cure it, and then brush it off.
Is there a certain kind of glitter that's better? A super fine glitter, perhaps?
Any cosmetic grade glitter that is solvent resistant.
Which in other words means not craft glitter.
Yes, don't go to your craft store.
All right, let's talk about embellishments. There was a ton of amazing stuff in your bag of tricks, but you opted for pearls and flowers and huge rhinestones. How did you attach all these embellishments?
The biggest embellishment that we used were the big resin rhinestones and the cameos. So how I apply these is with acrylic. I use small dry beads of acrylic, and then I use them to set my embellishment. And then in the salon, I seal it with gel, or I go around it with gel. But usually I go over the whole thing so that way I can guarantee it for 2 weeks. But for the photo shoot, I did not seal it because I didn't want to add any weight to the nail.
And then let's talk about those pearls. Amazing the way those pearls were draped through the nails with that sort of chandelier type effect. How did you do that?
Totally. So the inspiration came from the chandeliers in Versailles. So what we did was I used my drill machine and my bit, and I drilled a hole in the center of the nail, and I made it a little bit more oval shaped, and then I knitted the pearls through it.
So talk about tips for drilling a hole through a nail.
Use your machine at about 30,000 RPM, 25 to 30,000 RPM, and make sure you hold the nail very stable. That way it's comfortable for your client while you're piercing the nail. And make sure you have a good machine, and make sure you have a sharp bit.
I think these nails were pretty amazing. I mean, they were really over the top. They were perfect for a magazine cover. But what if you wanted to do something a little bit more toned down for the salon, but with the same style?
To be able to translate this kind of like couture look into an everyday look, it's like the same with fashion. You would take away at least maybe 30% of the element, and then it would be more wearable. You could do like an embellishment only on one finger, or you could do a piercing on one nail and still kind of play with that and be a little bit coquette. But tone it down 30%. And, like Coco Chanel said, before you leave the house, take one thing off. So you could do the same with your nails.
Terrific advice. Well, thank you so much, Max, for coming in and doing the nails for our cover again. Just gorgeous, gorgeous work. I think that this is going to be a brilliant cover, and our readers are really going to enjoy it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone at NAILPRO, and I hope to see everyone real soon.